Today on Sports Path, Hill Murray football took on South St. Paul in the section final. We have the highlights.
With only one senior, the youthful North Polars volleyball team had a great run in sections. We'll show you how they did.
And the White Bear Lake girls soccer team went to the Metrodome in their state tournament. These stories and more coming up on Your Sports Path. Hello and welcome to Sports Path. I'm Zach Halverson.
And I'm Jami. Dustin. Tim Peterson is on vacation. Section playoffs are intense this time of year as many teams are seeing their seasons come to a close.
In football, we saw 4 out of our Fab 5 teams fall by the section finals, but Hill Murray, coming off a spectacular season last year, we're looking to make it to state once again.
The Pioneers took on the South St. Paul Packers in the Section 4-4A final. Here are the highlights from November 2nd.
South St. Paul, site of the Section 4-4A football final between the second-seeded Hill Murray Pioneers with a record of 7-2 and the home team, the top seed, the South St. Paul Packers, coming into the game with a record of 8-1. And off, Jake Hill. Jake Hill keeps going. Hill, first down and much more. Hill to the 30. Hill to the 20. Jake Hill inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 12. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and that kick is good. Brandecker under center. Bauer turns the corner. Bauer jumps over a tackler. Here goes Bauer. Now it's a foot race. Bauer up towards midfield, all the way up to the 50, and it's a first down for South St. Paul. Hill gets the carry. Jake Hill to the 5 inside. Touchdown, South St. Paul. Low line drive kick. It'll bounce up. Picked up by Dusty Kruger. Kruger's got a seam. Kruger's off to the races. Kruger to the 50. Kruger to the 40. Kruger to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Hill Murray.
Boy, and when you looked at the first kickoff by South St. Paul, that's maybe what they're trying to do by kicking it out of bounds, is keeping it out of his hands.
Fumble on the snap. Hill Murray's got it. Hill Murray threatening after that fumbled snap, and now it could be anybody's game. Kruger kept it. Running room, in for the score. Touchdown, Hill Murray. Alada off the Wildcat and gives Hill Murray a 13-10 lead. Extra point pending. Brandecker to throw. Slant, caught, Guerrero, first down. Brandecker calls his own number, he's in. Touchdown, South St. Paul. Section title football. South St. Paul leads at the break, 17-14, don't go anywhere. It looks like it could be a great finish. High snap, looking to throw, fires, Alada, caught it! Oh, what a catch! And Alada keeps going inside the 30, down to the 27. Flag comes in late.
Whoa. That was one-handed.
Wow, and a flag goes against South St. Paul and will be declined. All right, come on. Engels back to pass, deep drop, fires. Another interception! This time, Foster, flag comes in late. South St. Paul had their chances, 2 interceptions, no points to show for it. What can we expect in this fourth quarter? I think it's going to be a classic. Third place game scored with 17 seconds left. Here's Freeman. Freeman waiting. Freeman keeps going. Freeman, now it's a foot race. Marco Freeman. Freeman all the way inside the 20-yard line. Marco Freeman down to the 18. 31-yarder here for the Packers. Cry to hold. The kick, and that it will not be good. penalty against South St. Paul.
Kind of looks like they're saying that he ripped his helmet off.
Conduct called against the Packers.
Well, he did rip it off. Alada, keep it. Alada. First down, much more.
From the crowd just might be.
Ingles under center. Kruger pushing. Handoff, Kruger in. Touchdown, Hill Murray. Kick.
Oh.
Had the distance. No good. So it's a 3-point game. Randecker back to pass. Fires. Almost intercepted. Hill Murray will get the ball back with 2:37 to go. Packers have no timeouts. The Packers beat themselves, and Hill Murray wins the section title 20-17. They advance to the state tournament where they'll play next Friday evening at McAllister College between either Holy Family or Holy Angels. And the South St. Paul Packers dejected. But again, nobody to blame but themselves, Jesse. I think Hill Murray, based on what I saw tonight, if they can get Zach Lavelle back, I think Hill Murray has a great chance to get to the Metrodome.
South St. Paul led at the half, but were unable to score any points in the second. The Pioneers squeaked by with a late fourth quarter touchdown, and now they head to the state tournament.
Let's take a look at how the Pioneers got to state in the Section 4 4A bracket. You see they got a bye in the first round, so they're definitely happy, and then they ended up moving on in the semifinals to take on St. Paul Harding. It was a 30-13 victory. And look at the other side, South St. Paul, 43-0.
Wow,
so this is a very good, very good Packers squad. And then, of course, as you just saw, they moved on to the finals, where it was a 20-17 Pioneer victory. And now we move on to the state tournament now, as the Pioneers are getting set and ready to go. It takes one game to get to the Dome here in the quarterfinal. They'll have to beat Holy Family Catholic. Plenty of good teams. You see De La Salle there on the top, Hutchinson, another team to watch out for. And again, if you win this quarterfinal, move on to the semifinals and the finals. Those two games are at the Metrodome. You'll see the times there, one on the 16th and one on the 23rd if the Pioneers can make it out there. So plenty of excitement when it comes to Hill Murray football, Jamie, and we will be there every step of the way. The Bears football team exceeded every expectation this season. After bringing in a new head coach for the first time in 19 years, the Bears finished the regular season 6-2 and would move on to play a team they seem to meet every year in sections. The Roseville Raiders and the Bears met on week 1, and that game ended with a Raiders missed field goal that prevented overtime and gave the Bears the victory. Roseville was looking for some revenge in the Section 4 6A quarterfinal back on October 26th.
Boisterous White Bear fans, of course, they have their internet radio here, which has become a bit of a local phenomenon. Interesting. Going for the corner of the end zone, leaping attempt, and it is caught. Touchdown, Logan Brown. In the first half. Pera, again, is going to take it himself, going around the far end. Touchdown, Jacques Pera. It's 13-7. 3rd and 11, Anderson dropping back, throws that ball, caught over the middle. All sorts of running room for Timmons, and he is gone. 61-yard touchdown. Nice job by Anderson to evade the pass rush. Pera dropping back, throws that ball to the near sideline. Brown catches it in stride. He has one man to beat. He does beat him, and now he goes towards the middle of the field. Fumbled, recovered by Roseville. Touchdown, Raiders. Here you'll see Brown tiptoeing down the sidelines. He did stay in bounds. He had one defender to beat. That was Jacob Newman, and he had Newman twisted all over the place, cutting right towards the goal line. It was a fumble. The ball was loose before. Anderson, he's going to take it up the middle. Gets the first down, goes to the far sideline. What a run by the sophomore. He's still going as Roseville's tackling, leaving a little bit to be desired on that play. Handoff, Truant, no, fake handoff. Anderson fooled everybody. Oh, he spins through another tackle and gets inside the 10. Anderson rolling to the far side. He's going to take it himself. Fumble! It is loose right around the goal line. We'll see where they mark it. It looks like Roseville has it. At the very least, they have stopped another White Bear drive. It looks like it might be just outside the goal line. Here you'll see the replay. Ben Farmer forcing the fumble. Actually, no, boy. I think he's down on the 1 anyway. The ball came loose, but it looked like, yeah, it was going to be down anyway. Roseville advances to the section championship as they will take on, in all likelihood, the Prior Lake Lakers next Friday, the first Friday in November, down in Prior Lake.
The Bears end their season 6-3. The big difference in this game was Roseville's defense, who held senior running back Nick Truant to just 66 yards on 14 carries. Roseville quarterback Jock Para went 11 for 21 for 171 yards as he led his Raiders into the section semifinals.
It wasn't pretty for Roseville in the semifinals as we take a look at the Section 4 6A bracket here.
Yeah, White Bear Lake, Roseville, you see that game just below Stillwater, North St. Paul, Stillwater. I had a lot of fun with North St. Paul. And then Cretin and Woodbury, that was a surprise. Woodbury defeated number 3 seed Cretin. And then Mounds View and Forest Lake at the bottom. Moving on in the semifinals, there was a crossover. Actually, now we have the Section 4 5A bracket, rather. And you see Montemedi and Irondale. That game ended with a 14-0 Montemedi score. St. Paul Central and Andover also in the other game. But Montemedi moving on to play Totino Grace, where Totino Grace was the better team. Totino was able to defeat Montemedi Zephyrs here, but also now to the quarterfinals of Section 5 5A bracket. And you see Henry Sibley and Simley in the middle there, and then Tartan and Hastings. Big surprise there. Tartan was able to defeat Hastings. We talked about that in the last show. And then the semifinals, it was hopefully we'll see a semifinals or something along the lines of that. Here we go. Semifinals for 5-5A. Tartan moved on to play Eastridge, but it was Eastridge who defeated Tartan 36-22. And then St. Thomas Academy defeated Simley, not a surprise there, 29-7. Where we moved on to the finals, where St. Thomas Academy, as expected, defeated Eastridge 41-14. So plenty of excitement going on there. And Jami, I mean, you have the sections. Obviously, we didn't see some of the semifinals and the finals, but plenty of excitement here. And obviously, unfortunately, 4 of our 5 teams didn't make it past semifinals, but were able to make it, or Hillmurray was able to make it all the way to the finals out there. So honestly, we're looking pretty exciting here. And as we move on, 2 weeks ago on our last show, I was live from Hopkins High School for the White Bear Lake Girls Soccer State Tournament quarterfinal against Eastview. It was an exciting 1-0 victory for the Bears, with their game-winning goal coming in the 76th minute. That victory for the Bears sent them to the Metrodome. The number 4 seeded Bears were put up against the number 1 seeded Lakeville North Panthers. Here are the highlights from October 30th. A definitely exciting day out at the Metrodome, as we bring you the highlights here in a second. But as you see, just kind of a nice day, nice clear day outside. And you see the fans piling in. And I'll tell you what, White Bear Lake had a heck of a student section, both in the semifinals and finals. We'll get to the finals in just a little bit. But you see the team just kind of getting ready to go. Definitely a cool atmosphere when you have that big stadium, that big kind of feel, you know, that this is state tournament action. And highlights began with Tara Hobbs doing what she normally does, jumping out and making the save, and those corner kicks. Definitely a dangerous play there, and another throw in deep in the zone. Beautiful throw and put on. It was cleared away by White Bear. Here's the goal here as the ball was placed through. Madison SCHEER was able to put it away, and that was a goal that came in 5 minutes after 5 minutes into overtime, and it was a sudden death overtime, and that set up White Bear Lake. Here's Nina Abrahamson.
This happens to us every game. We're always behind, but there's something good on our side, and it just goes in for us. We have, like, all of our corner kicks are called mosh pit, and we all just get in on the goalie to draw on their defenders, and we have people back post that have strong headers. But we saw that they were all pinching in because they finally understood our play, so we knew we had space up top, and it's like a fast ball on the ground so you can hit it, and the first player runs, calls for it, distracts everybody else, dummies it. We have a following runner who shoots it, and we haven't got it all year. This is our first time, so it was awesome.
Thanks for joining us on location.
Thank you.
On location here at the Metrodome with MADDISON SCHEER, the goal, game-winning scorer in the extra session. How good does that feel?
It's amazing. I owe it all to my team. They've got us through this far, but it's an incredible feeling just to be able to know that I can do this for my team to get them this far. It's great. Exhausting. It's so much running. It's so many, and it's just the whole thing that you can't pace yourself throughout the game because you have to sprint to the ball and get there. So it exhausts you. There's no other word to put it. But you have so much adrenaline that you know that you have to do it. So you get through it, you push through it, and you win for your team. Our secret weapon that we like to use. One person stands on the PK spot, and I stay outside the box, and she dummies it, and let's go through her leg, and I just hit it as hard as I can on the floor, place it right, and so that's all we did.
And how good is it to feel to finally be able to pull off that play when it hasn't worked in the past?
This is the first time we've got it to work this season, and it's amazing. It's the greatest feeling. And it's when we needed it this time, and when it counts, we were able to put it in, so that's great.
And one more game to go.
One more, and we'll be able to do it. We'll take it.
All right, well, best of luck, and thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us on location.
Thanks.
White Bear Lake goalkeeper Tara Hobbs made 4 saves in her shutout, which sent the Bears to the state final. Sports Path producer Nick Anderson put together some of the falls from our girls' soccer team tournament highlights. Let's take a look.
Certainly a physical game in this game between the Wayzata Trojans and the White Bear Lake Bears in the state tournament final. The White Bear Lake Bears, the Trojans goalkeeper Mara Doherty and White Bear Lake goalkeeper Tara Hobbs, both University of Minnesota commitments. We knew it was going to be a goalkeeper battle, and it was in store at the Metrodome back on November 1st. And definitely an exciting matchup. People were very, very excited. Plenty of fans out there. The big orange blob of blaze orange White Bear Lake. Wayzata also showed up pretty well. As you see the kind of a time lapse here of fans filing in. In fact, an interesting story was Rochester Lourdes and St. Paul Academy Summit was the game before. And Rochester kind of got a kind of alliance with White Bear Lake. They're cheering we love White Bear and all that. This came really early in the first half as Nina Abrahamson tried to find MADDISON SCHEER, but Mara Doherty, showing why she is a top goalkeeper in the state, makes a save there and then comes out of her net and does this on this White Bear Lake corner kick. And then coming back the other way, Tara Hobbs says, anything you can do, I can do better. Unfortunately here and late in the first half, it was Kylie Schwartz who was able to pick up the goal in the 38th minute. It was 1-0 after one half of play. There's MADDISON SCHEER kind of just tired, exhausted, working down the field. Another opportunity here for White Bear Lake, and it was like this really the entire second half. Another great opportunity for Wayzata. Tara Hobbs showing some poise here, and then probably one of the better opportunities we saw all game. Right there for White Bear Lake. Tara Hobbs diving out, making the stop, doing what she needs to do, and then on this corner kick late in the, midway through the second half, another beautiful stop there for Tara Hobbs. Best opportunity by far for White Bear Lake. Doherty looks strong, and then this shot here, another beautiful stop, not letting the rebound go for the Trojans, but unfortunately for White Bear Lake, it was a score of 2-0.
Yep, the high-scoring offense of Wayzata was shut down by the Bears as they held the Trojans to just 2 goals. Unfortunately, like Zach said, the Bears couldn't get a goal of their own, and they fall to the Trojans 2-0.
Let's take a look at that final Class 2A bracket. We were talking about how high-scoring this team was, and you see there Wayzata, St. Michael, Albertville. They won that game by a very hefty score. And then they moved on to the semifinal where they White Bear Lake took on Lakeville North. We saw the highlights. Wayzata defeated Blaine 4-1 in a semifinal. That's definitely not bad. And then finally, in the girls soccer final, as we just saw, it was 2-0 Wayzata. The final. Great job, great season for White Bear Lake.
So fun to watch.
They had an unbelievable season. It was great to follow them, and we definitely look forward to seeing the future with Madison SCHEER and Beth Lostovich.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, White Bear Lake boys hockey former player and coach Bill Butters stepped down from his men's hockey assistant coaching position at the University of Wisconsin this afternoon. Butters said, quote, "I believe it's time for me to move on from coaching. I have appreciated Coach Eves' support and friendship as I've come to this conclusion. Mike and I believe it will be in the best interest of both myself and this program if I take this step and return to my family and continue to develop the other pursuits on my horizon. It has been a fantastic opportunity to coach our players and work with the staff at Wisconsin. We wish, Jami and I here at the studio, we wish Coach Butters best in his future endeavors. And Jami, I understand.
Absolutely.
Ben Butters just stepped down in the JV position, Bill's son.
Yep.
And your husband.
Yeah, and Joe Dustin will be taking his spot this year. So we're excited to follow the Bears hockey season this year.
Definitely.
We also have volleyball and much more coming up on Sports Path, so stay tuned.
Pass. Looking to launch it deep. A lot of down there. Can he catch up to it? He can. He's into the end zone. Touchdown.
Jack, what an exciting game.
Running through. Cuts. Touchdown.
We're all sticking together, and it's kind of neat to see how we've all progressed.
Albert throws up the 3. Good. Pioneers with a good opportunity. And another goal. Big hook. And a jab right to the jaw. And lights were out.
Tying the game up at 4 with this power play goal. New school records from 2 freshmen.
Yeah, I want to remind you, anytime you want the latest and the best of Northeast suburban area in sports, tune into TV 19. You will get the best coverage. Don't forget that.
Young and talented North St. Paul Polars found their way to the section final against the Roseville Raiders. The Raiders didn't have the best regular season, but caught fire at the right time and proved to be a tough test for this Polar squad. Here are the highlights of the Section 4-3A final back on November 1st.
Washington for the 2012 Section 4 AAA Volleyball Championships tonight. It's the number 4 seed, the Roseville Raiders, 24-5 on the season against the North Polars, the number 2 seed in Section 4 AAA, 22-6. Both of these teams have been on a tremendous streak. Roseville winning 12 in a row, North winning 11 in a row. Set up by Maloney. Megan will hit it off the net, and a break as that skimmed along the top, and it was a really tough return. Dug out by Jaskolski at the net, and a nice play. And North St. Paul is up 5-3. Good save there by Koth. In the middle, nice block.
Still alive.
Wow. Toon, cross court, and it's good.
Both teams playing very well so far.
Set up on the near side for Urban, off the block. Saved by Graham for Megan. Melissa, it's good. Roseville wins the first set, 28-26. Good dig by Vukomanovic. Yep, she got some top spin on that one. That was an impressive spike. To Graham, that's dug out very nicely. Good block by Roseville, wow. That skims
nice
the net.
What
a save. Melissa Coop for Maloney, for Graham. Out of play. Roseville wins the second set, 25-16. We'll send it to Zach Halverson with an interview with Roseville Activities Director Jeff Whistler.
You know that they have to be pretty good today's a good match, an indication of the talents that the Polars have.
You are in a new location now. What do you think about Roseville?
I'm enjoying it. We got some great kids, great staff, great administration, and it's been a really good transition over to Roseville. The volleyball girls are playing strong, and hopefully they can get one more in here and make a trip to the state. But we're a long way from that because North St. Paul, like I said, is a talented group, so we can't count our chickens yet.
And a good serve as Clara Krentz couldn't make a very good play on it. Play by Allwanger, and Roseville right back. Nice save by Maloney, my gosh.
You just got the one timeout left, correct?
Right. What a serve by Megan Coop. That just...
North just continually making them and getting that student section going crazy in that background. Good camera angle there to see them dancing.
What a block by Burrich. Roseville is your Section 4 AAA champion.
Let's take a look at that Section 4 3A bracket now.
Yeah, you see Creighton-Durham Hall, the #1 seed. Moving on, North St. Paul defeated Tartan in the quarterfinals, and that set up a North St. Paul Eastridge semifinal. And then on the other side, Creighton and Roseville would take on the volleyball semifinals. And you see Roseville defeated #1 Creighton-Durham Hall, and as you said, Jamie, they caught fire at the right time. This wasn't a team really during the regular season you thought, wow, they would go deep, but they did, and that set up a final between Roseville and North St. Paul. And as you just saw, Roseville in 3 sets defeated the North St. Paul Polars. And one little funny thing is over the weekend, actually before the weekend started, Tim Peterson said to me that I may not be able to make it to the next show. If I get anything, I will be there. If we don't get anything, I won't be there.
And by get anything, he means he's out deer hunting. That's
Yep.
where he is on vacation. So the fact that he's not here
He hasn't
must
got
mean
anything.
he hasn't got anything yet.
He's not going to.
And now that we've started November, a lot of men are supporting Movember with Zach, clearly.
Yeah, there's there's a Movember for people who can grow mustaches, and then in high school it's more known as No Shave November because there's many little kids who can't grow mustaches, including myself. So I got the no shave. As we saw last year, if you're a frequent viewer, friend of the show, it got pretty bad last year. This year might be a little bit less just because we don't have 3 shows in November like we did last year, only have 2. So yeah, definitely going to a great cause and prostate cancer awareness. Definitely something that has touched myself personally as well. Great uncle. And so yeah, definitely get out there if you're a guy. Get out there. Raise awareness.
Yep.
Well, that is going to do it for this edition of Sports Path. For more sports coverage, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/TV19sports and on Twitter @TV19sports.
And be sure to tune in to our next live show as we wrap up the fall sports season and get the winter season started on November 21st. Until then, I'm Jami Dustin.
I'm Zach Halverson.
And that's your Sports Path.